Brownie.
It's a podcast bonus.
Great love stories in this age of everybody meeting on the apps, which I've got nothing against. It's sort of a conversation killer. How did you meet your boyfriend, or how did you meet your girlfriend? Hinge, Bumble, Tinder, Adult Friend Finder, whatever.
Heel.
That's sort of the end of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the end of it. But occasionally you'll get an amazing love story. And I found one on the internet that just made my heart sing. 13 24 10. Do you have an amazing love story that you could share with us that's not just, we met on Bumble? I first met my neighbour, Carlos, when I moved into his townhouse complex. I'm reading you this whole story because you can't miss one detail.
He's a Lothario, Carlos. I can tell already.
He was handsome and he always wore a suit and he smiled every time he saw me. I was pretty positive he was gay and I was in a relationship anyway, but being around him made me happy. I looked forward to our quick chats every morning as we got into our cars for work. Shortly after moving in, I found out I was pregnant and my boyfriend decided that wasn't for him. Carlos never commented on the situation, but he certainly noticed my growing tummy and suddenly absent boyfriend. He'd find little ways to help, like carrying my groceries. My windshield was mysteriously scraped free of snow every morning.
He's in here.
And when I went into labour, I couldn't get a hold of anyone. My mum and sister weren't answering their phones and the baby's dad had totally dropped out of the picture. In desperation, I knocked on Carlos's door sobbing, in labour, and I asked him to go with me to the hospital. He looked petrified, but he nodded, drove me to the hospital and stayed for the whole birth. There were a couple of times where I thought he might bolt, like when he asked for a chair to sit down because the room was spinning. But he stayed. He stayed. When the nurse brought over my daughter, cleaned and wrapped in a white blanket, she moved to hand her to Carlos and said, "Here she is, Daddy."
Yeah.
And I started to say that he wasn't the father, just a friend, but he looked at me and said, "Yes, that's me. I'm the father." And from that moment on, he was. It turns out he wasn't gay. He moved in with me the day I came home from the hospital and we got married the following year. Here we are 20 years later and he's been the most incredible husband and father to our 3 kids. Ironically, the one who looks the most like him is the one who isn't biologically his. We dropped her off at college last fall and she called one day to tell us that her boyfriend had asked to take a break. My husband winked at me and told her to keep her chin up because the break might lead to something incredible.
Wow.
Carlos, you son of a bitch.
What a story!
Took advantage of the woman in a vulnerable situation.
He absolutely did not.
What a creep, John.
What a gorgeous man. What a gorgeous man. And what a beautiful story.
It's amazing.
I don't think we're going to get a story quite that amazing.
Yeah.
But really, 13 24 10, any sort of interesting love story that started not off Bumble or Hinge or Tinder would be very welcome right now. Anna from South Morang, have you got an unbelievable love story?
Yeah, I do.
Let's go.
Give it to us, Anna.
Okay, about 5 years ago, I was working at a pub in Epping. A couple of guys at the sports bar was at the pub just eating. This cute guy on the bar ordered some calamaris, and I accidentally forgot his tartare sauce because I thought he was pretty cute.
Forgot the tartare. Forgot the tartare.
It's good.
Forgot the tartare, yep. You had to forget the tartare.
The tartare.
Tartare.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then my friend, I said, you got to help me out. I want that guy's number. And she's like, I'll be your wingman for the night. So we were going up and down the sports bar, and then she ended up getting his number. And we went out that same night, and 5 years later, we're still together, and we have a lovely son who's about to turn 1.
That is a fabulous story. And
Epic.
dreams too do come true.
There's not a dry eye in this studio.
Great story, Anna. I love that.
Oh,
It's an old
I love
romantic.
it, yeah.
you got 6 bottles of Zonzo Estate wine in the heart of the Yarra Valley.
It reminds
would've
me
thought
of when I had a crush on the waiter, remember? And I just made sure that I was there when he knocked off.
Oh, yeah, when you stalked that boy at the cafe.
To try
Like
and-
Jaws,
That's
the
right,
shark.
exactly right.
Oh, my God, what?
He was in
dirty.
shallow water, and Jaws over here would just do laps.
I know, in she came.
Oh,
Who would have thought the old tartare sauce trick, eh?
So hopeless.
Tried that
with
many
men.
a time over the journey.
Oh, the great Michael from Bannockburn. Michael.
Morning, gang. How are we all?
Hello, beautiful
Great energy.
man.
He's got Miguel energy this
He
morning.
does. He does. Big Miguel energy.
Very good.
Come on, Michael.
Come
give
on,
us your
young
love story.
Lothario.
Sorry. Well, if I can take you back 20 years ago, guys, when the iPod was just released and cassette tapes were slowly becoming a thing of the future, past, I should say. We and my mate Jonesy, we lived in Melbourne. We're up at Apollo Bay at his holiday house. Anyway, we were there first night. We're at the pub and saw a bunch of beautiful girls. And I said to Jonesy, as being the best wingman I could, I said, give me $100 and I'll turn it into meeting these girls. So rocked up with a bottle of champagne, 6 glasses. I went over to the table and said, if you want to join us for a drink later on, girls, we'll be over playing pool. So
I feel like it's a bit like Goose and Maverick.
Yes.
That's what I'm
Very
picturing.
similar, yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely Maverick and I'm definitely Goose. Anyway, lo and behold, we wooed the girls and we had a fantastic week. One of them said, they were having their birthday party in Geelong if we wanted to meet them the next week later. So might have been the girl that I kissed or not, can't remember. Anyway, went to her party and I met Lynette, who's my now wife after 20 odd years, but she was there in the group and didn't want a bar of me. Everything I tried, she just batted away. Anyway, by the end of the night, I finally got to dance with her, got her phone number, spent 6 months just texting her and
6
and
months, Michael. That's great.
Several AVOs.
She's absolutely, if I could say, my wife, she's absolutely gorgeous. Did you say a bit behind the age there, Brodie? What's it?
No, all good.
No, very good. So anyway, 6 months later, I finally got it in. I said I was coaching up at Werribee. She said, come. She lives in Inverleigh. I met her, and then for 12 months, every weekend I'd leave Melbourne, go up, bring her flowers on our 1 year anniversary. I proposed to her. Winner.
What a moment.
What are their teammates?
Aerosmith versus a rooting turtle. That's for you
baby.
this morning, Michael.
I had a teammate called
Turtle.
Sean Hart, who was one of the great taggers.
Yeah.
He resembled you, Michael. The way
6
you
bottles of
tagged.
Zonzo Estate for charming us, my friend. Enjoy authentic Italian cuisine paired with the perfect drop. It's Zonzo Estate. It's in the heart of the Yarra Valley. That was nice.
That was
Please tell me
nice.
it's a good ending, Michael. You're still together, aren't you?
Yeah, we're still together. She's still the most beautiful girl I've met, Brownie, and
Good on you, mate.
she's amazing.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie. Ripper Show will be back tomorrow. Chrissie, Sam and Brownie. Oh, unless it's a weekend.
Over 100.